in the upper right here in the red in our final match of GSL Group C. Well, this is an unexpected one. In the red, it's ByuN. And on the bottom left, in the blue, looking to reclaim that ZVT power of yore, it's DRG. And, man, this is actually going to be a really interesting series. So, one of the things that I've been tracking, I've been paying attention to in the GSL is, GSL is effectively the testing ground for all of these balance changes that we got a couple weeks ago at this point. The Cyclone change, the Baneling change, all of these things. And the GSL, again, is the first tournament. It's the first tournament that has been played under these new changes. So it's kind of been an interesting proving ground to take a look at and realize, hey, is this, how are things getting impacted? Are things going as we expected? And the thing that surprises me quite a bit here is that, well, okay, so one thing that I'm not surprised about, and that is Terran players are kind of beating up on Protoss players. But the thing that has me surprised quite a bit here is that, granted, sample size is small. This is the final match of Group C, so it's only been, what is that? This has only been 14 series. But Zerg have been pretty solid against Terran, and granted, part of that may just be Maru's really bad day he had in Group A, but, you know, Dark 2-0 ByuN in this series. It's going to be interesting to track how things work. Again, I don't think Protoss is particularly good against Terran right now, but did Zerg somehow get sneaky nerfed? Or sneaky buffed? Are the maps just really good for Zerg and really bad for Terran? I don't know. What I do know is ByuN is going for a Cyclone opener in this game number 1 of our series. He's got double factory down. He's going to pop double reactor. Well, he's going to pop a reactor here. Where's that other? Oh, that's a proxy factory. I'm sorry. So he's going to pop a reactor on this one as well. This is going to be interesting here. So ByuN, if we take a look at it, he sent an SCV. Oh, this is actually so cool. So look at what ByuN's doing right now. Never mind, that's north side. I was gonna say he sent an SCV that he might not want to make the other happen, but that's only on the bottom side. So this is proxy north side, 2 Cyclones at a time, and DRG should know that this is happening. He should know that there are Cyclones coming out. I mean, that has become more and more of the standard play in the weeks since this patch has happened. Is now these Marines will fall. But again, the big deal here, it's 4 Cyclones at a time, and unless DRG scouts this on the map, the first time he's going to be aware that something is wrong, something's messed up as it happens. But no, DRG, he's going to get the scout, I think. No, he doesn't see it. ByuN, perfectly placed here. This is what the GSL is about in part. You can figure out what's happening with your opponent, and he's going to pull the SCVs. Oh, man. I hesitate to call this disrespect, but ByuN is just... This is crazy. This is a 4 Cyclone all in, pulling the boys as well. And DRG's going to have no idea what's coming. Who does this? Who does this build? Well, ByuN does, apparently. 4 Cyclones in the front. SCVs just to repair here. 3 more on the way at a time. 4 more on the way at a time. And the lock-ons, well, they're going to have to be good. Realistically, actually, you know what? They don't even have to be all that good, because if they're not great, you can just relock on. There's 0 downtime. But now Ling's on the surround here, looking to make the break happen. But the Cyclone, it's just getting repaired. It's staying alive. And now that was DRG's one chance. Realistically, the Ling is popped. DRG had that opportunity, and now we're going up to 7 Cyclones here. Ling's looking for that surround from the 3rd, but they're just dying. They're just dead here. The Cyclones, they stay alive. 1 will fall, but it's still 6 Cyclones here. What the hell is DRG? It's 7 Cyclones. What the hell is DRG supposed to do? I think the answer is just die. This feels very much like something that you either scout or you fall down and die. We're going to see him do one last opportunity here as he knocks down some of the SCVs. The repair's not going to be there anymore, but even as some of these Cyclones fall, I mean, 3-4 are on the way at the time. They continue to rally across, and everything's dead. 10 drones have died. The Queens have fallen. DRG is just slammed out of this game. That was a pretty cool game 1. Big fan. In the bottom right now, he's up 1 game in the series, just off a really cool SCV pull, double cycle or double factory, 4 cycle and all in. It's ByuN. His opponent in the upper left, in the blue, down a game, just not scouting in time. His name is DRG. And as we get into this second game in our series, if you like interesting games, awesome games, StarCraft games importantly, with ByuN and DRG and Maru and Cyril and Raynor and Max Pax and all of these top names, you should hit the sub button, because more often than not, most days, there's going to be a new best of 3, a best of 5, maybe a best of 7 going up on the channel. And the games are going to be good. They're going to be interesting. So make sure to do that. And of course, if you want to catch me live, not that I've been live as much as I would like recently, you should go and follow me, twitch.tv/BeoMulf. Gonna try to start finding some time to do that again as we get ready for towards the EPT regionals happening in a couple weeks. And of course, like this video, because it really does help out with the algorithm, with making sure that we continue to grow and continue to allow me to do what I want to do here. And also, how do you feel about that Cyclone build? I mean, proxy factory on the map, just kind of kill your opponent. Interesting. What is also interesting though is ByuN going for this double barracks Reaper play, and it's still viable. I think that is very much true. It's still a decent build, but in the context of the meta where the Cyclones just feel so good, I don't know that it's necessary. I feel like you could just try to do the kind of Cyclone Hellion or a Cyclone plus something openers and be very happy with yourself. But this is ByuN, and ByuN won a world championship off of his Reapers. He loves his Reapers. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. And also, realistically, ByuN building his command center on the high ground here, this is gonna be 3 Reapers. Well, as I say that, he's going up to 5. Generally, when ByuN goes for the expand behind this, he stays at 3 Reapers. It's enough to get him pressure on the map. It means he 2-shots Lings, 2-shots drones. You can put decent pressure on Queens, you know, all these kinds of fun things. But ByuN, he's going to commit to like 6 Reapers. And that is actually really strong Queen sniping. But even more importantly than this ability to snipe Queens is, again, he's on 3 Reapers right now. He's on 4 Reapers. He's going up to 7. Am I crazy? Okay, I'm crazy. I could have sworn I saw command center on the way. I am sorry. ByuN is, yeah, no, this is 3 racks Reaper pressure. ByuN is very much committing to this now. Losing a Ling or losing a Reaper in the middle of the map to slow Lings does not feel good. But canceling that 3rd base, that feels just a little bit better. So Ling's on the other side, speed's done in 10 seconds, but the Reapers for now, they may be able to chase this down. And behind this, ByuN's building more Reapers. He's getting a tech lab. He's getting a reactor, adding on that eBay. There's a world now, because of the damage that he's found, despite losing that single Reaper, that he can go and he can effectively do a +1 Reaper drop, which is weird. It's so weird, but it's something that ByuN will do very occasionally. Of course, as I say that, now there are Marines on the way, so this seems unlikely. Seems tremendously unlikely. But it would be cool if he did. Regardless, though, natural halfway done. Solar's getting his 3rd base on position again. But again, he has lost some money off of that, lost some time off of that one. And ByuN has to be very careful with these Reapers as, well, you show up on the map with speed done. And if you are not very careful, you will lose all the Reapers. You will lose all that map control. It doesn't feel good. But for now, Queen's on the north side, Ling's on the south side, looking for that sandwich. That surround. 1 Reaper goes down very quickly, but ByuN puts himself into a bit of a corner here, drops the KD8 charges, but these Reapers, it's still fantastic bouncing, but these Reapers will fall down. ByuN, just like we talked about, gets a little bit too big for his britches, loses all of those Reapers, and now that's 8 dead Reapers for 10 Lings, 1 drone. Canceling the 4th base is really valuable. It absolutely is worth doing. Trying to go there a second time and losing all your Reapers for minimal gain? No. I don't think so. So now that ByuN is kind of sat back on them, yes, he's got these Marines on the map, and yes, he's going to get active with them. But for the most part, he has to play a little passively right now. He's got his natural, fine, he's mining out of it. His economy is not good. But he doesn't have +1. He does not have combat shields. At least I think he doesn't. Yeah, no, he doesn't have combat shields. He doesn't have +1. His production is still only on 3 racks. He's not ready. His medevac's only just now starting to hit the field. He wants to get aggressive because you let Solar just go to infinity and beyond on his economy. Things just get really problematic. But on the flip side, this army is not good enough to do what ByuN wants to do against DRG. Yeah, DRG, he's only got lings. There are no, well, only lings, but he's got 9 queens. He's going up to 10 queens. That should be enough, especially without +1, especially without combat shields. But he's going to at least put pressure on the edge of the map. Deny a creep tumor is nice. There are 9 queens right here. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Marines on the south side are just going to die, I think. Yeah, there we go. DRG eventually kills them. ByuN's waiting for his timing right now. That's the big deal. +1's done in 5 seconds. Combat shield done in maybe about 20. But even still, he's going to have to pick up run away. There are more. I thought there were more than 16 Marines in that clump, but no. 16 Marines on the dot. 1 Marine will fall, but the rest of them get away. And now, Overlords, not going to get sniped. Both of a couple get pretty low, but they won't go down. And no third base behind this for ByuN. I'm a little surprised to not see him add the 4th and 5th racks, but he's got combat shields done, +1 armor on the way. This is a 2-base all-in coming out of our Terran player, and realistically, it's not the worst game for it. His economy, better than it was. His upgrades are doing fairly nicely for themselves, but DRG will have that upgrade timing in about 10 seconds where he does have that upgrade lead. And that really is the big deal. I talked about how this is maybe not the worst game. I lied. I was only looking at the 4th base timing, and it's like, well, you know, the 4th base is not done yet, so this is okay for ByuN. But you look at the upgrades. It's 1-1 versus +1. You look at the army supply here. This is a bigger army supply for the Ling Bane player compared to the Terran aggression. DRG can lose this 4th base if he wants to. He's got to wait for bathing speed, but remember, bathing speed is not quite as powerful as it once was. Yes, it's faster. Yes, it's faster, and it makes the banelings move fast. But you miss out on that 5 HP buff per baneling. It makes it so much easier for ByuN to kill these banelings as they come in. So it really, the timing's not as powerful as it was what would have otherwise been, but even still, ByuN gets the 4th base. There's another one on the way for DRG though. And ByuN, it really does feel like he needs to go fast and slow on this one. He needs to win the game pretty quickly, but he can't be too hasty about it, as now DRG goes for the surround, and it's awkward. He runs around the corner, but even still, ByuN thought about targeting those banelings down, but he just doesn't have the army here. Now a tank sees jump direct shots there on the banelings. ByuN has to cut away though, because there are just too many in the banelings. The lings, they're gonna kill these tanks as well. ByuN can't, oh, he will, okay. Hot pickup on the tank, will save that. DRG slaps this thing aside. +1 armor done now. It was a 20-second anti-timing from ByuN. As he's going to pull the SCVs. This is not pulling the boys to win the game, by the way. Pulling SCVs against Ling Bane is just about useless. But it is pulling the boys to repair the tanks, to repair the medevacs. As ByuN getting ready for really one final push into this game. Because he has to. He's up in army supply now finally, but DRG on the counterattack here. He doesn't want ByuN to run onto the other side. He wants to end the game right now. Lings and Banes into the natural. ByuN's economy's gone. It's absolutely going to be annihilated here. There's nothing he can do to mine anymore. It's all going to be about this push right now with the SCVs, the Marines, the tanks, 1-1, down an upgrade. And his reinforcements will just purely not matter here. But if ByuN can make this happen, certainly this 4th base will fall. But who cares? Not only does ByuN's reinforcements not make their way to the other side of the map, not only is that the case, he can't build anything. He's losing his barracks. He's going to lose his factory. He's going to lose the production in the main. He's going to have to lift everything very quickly. Oh, and by the way, he's supply blocked, so he can't build anything anymore either. DRG just has to buy time. He just has to sit here and wait for his reinforcements to arrive. Look for the flank. And there is really nothing that ByuN can do. Let's see, though. Lings and Banes from the south side, Queens from the north. The surround is just far too much. And despite the Veiling nerf, ByuN is very, very dead in this game, even with the Liberators being somewhat obnoxious and the Queens. Well, the Queens are going to bathe in them, and that means this one Liberator is going to last for forever and a day. The Spore is going to burrow up, but it will eventually die. ByuN's got 20 Marines, 18 Marines. Yeah, there we go. 18 Marines in 3 medevacs. It's just, he's trying really hard. He's doing his best, but DRG's on 4 bases. ByuN is barely on 1. He doesn't have the production anymore. And it's not like Liberators are going to be the end-all be-all with a lack of anti-air. Hydras are getting made too, so that's not even a win condition. ByuN desperately holding on in this game, hoping, praying that he's going to be able to go and find some miraculous comeback. But unfortunately, 19 Marines. That's not enough. As much as I love the stories of Terran comebacks, of just this miraculous victory, 27 Marines, 26 Marines, I don't think it does it. I really don't. Even if the banelings aren't perfect, the upgrades are such a problem here. And again, the big deal, ByuN's not mining, and DRG was. So DRG, he holds on to this timing. And ByuN falls down. It takes us to the final match here in Group C. And now in the upper left here, in the blue, looking for a pretty solid result after a couple seasons of lackluster ones. He is DRG. The bottom right in the red, looking to get another round of 8, but it's hard. It's ByuN. And of course, as we get into this final game in our series, I think it's important to talk about these players and how often they play or how often they don't play, because, well, DRG doesn't play in a lot of online cups. ByuN plays in everything. So yeah, they've played, what is that, 45 times in Legacy of the Void and in series. But, you know, you look at, I don't know, ByuN versus Hero, they played 200 times. They played 150 times, something like that. This is not that incredible, that just ever-present matchup. But actually, I want to pull that up again. Was that? Yeah, no, that was ByuN favored. Okay, I was like, I thought I saw DRG favored there, and that didn't make any sense to me. But now ByuN doing something pretty common, pretty similar to what he did in game number 2. He's going double barracks as the opener. He's going to build Reapers behind this. But I really am curious to see what the follow-up is going to be. Because realistically, he went 3 Racks Reaper last time. It didn't work. He lost all 8 Reapers that he made. He canceled a third base once, which was really nice. You know, that's great. It's not enough. You need to do more. And 8 Reapers for 10 Lings, a drone, and a canceled base is just not worth it. But this time we're only on 2 barracks. This time he's saving money for that third, or for that natural. His economy should be in a little bit better of a spot. As ByuN takes the wrong way around. He could have canceled. He could have denied the third base for quite a while. Unfortunate. But anyway, he's going to still put some pressure on. And again, with 3 Reapers, you 2-shot Lings, you 2-shot drones, you put decent pressure on the Queens. If you just want to sit on the third base for a while, you can... Oh, he's going to get a drone there. Very nice. Well-timed KD8 charge there, ByuN. You can sit... If you want to cancel the third base, you can sit on that one. But ByuN actually only built 2 Reapers. I expected the third, but no, that is not the case. Is behind the stim on the way, natural on the way, third barracks on the way. So this is kind of one of those middle ground timings where ByuN doesn't commit to Reapers super heavily. It's only 2. But behind it, third barracks, stim, combat shields eventually, really committing to this kind of 3-base stim timing with a bit of an economy behind it. And again, DRG, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he did kind of help with that actually, I know it's not intentional, but he did kind of help with that creep tumor denial. We saw all the Lings kind of center on it for a second. But the question now is whether, realistically, whether DRG is going to scout this. He's got an Overlord on the left side that is heading in right now. But ByuN should see this in time. Yeah, he's got the Marine right there. So DRG should not be able to go. He really shouldn't be able to go and see much of anything. A single Marine on the edge of the base doesn't tell you a lot. Tells you maybe it's probably not Cyclones. That's about it. And of course, that big space whale is not an Overlord, despite the shadow kind of making you think it might be. That's not a scout. So DRG is going to know that there's no third base on location. That's not that weird for the Terran right now. He's going to see that, well, he's actually not going to see the Marines. The Reaper is really forging the way here. So the first time the DRG is aware what's happening is right now with the Overlord on that perf pylon. And now roaches have to get spammed out here. Now DRG has to be very, very careful. Because this pressure coming out of ByuN, what is DRG's got 8 lings, 6 queens. That's it. He needs more roaches. He's building 8 on the map right now. Behind this, of course, the ByuN's not all in. This is a time he's building a factory. He's building an eBay. He's getting ready for the next stage. But DRG has to be, again, very careful about this. Creep, while Queen 1 will fall very quickly. Second one goes down as well, and the roaches are just falling as well. Your third Queen goes down. ByuN already getting so much damage here. He's going to get another roach as he micros away, but getting 2/3, 3/4 of the Queen count. Now there are only 2 queens on the map. He got 5. He got 6 of them, I think. Yeah, he got 5 queens, 3 roaches. Yeah, he lost the rest of his Marines, but if he can go and defend this, which is not the easiest thing, by the way. DRG on the immediate counterattack. He can defend this. He's in a great spot. That was, I mean, look at resources lost. 20 Marines for 5 queens. A couple roaches. The value might look roughly equivalent, but the important thing to pay attention to here is ByuN has to pull the SCVs to defend this. Queens are macro units. Marines, you can build more of them. Queens are creep. Queens are injects. Queens are heals. It's a big deal here. Is now lings, they shark around, but they're not going to find anything. And that foreground bunker, that forward bunker out of ByuN, it means that there is zero, I'm not going to say zero chance. Magic can always happen, but it makes it very unlikely that DRG is going to be able to break this. So ByuN, he's got his, did I see a third base? No. He's just on 2 bases for now, but he's got +1 halfway done. Stim done. Combat shields done. Concussive shells eventually on the way as he adds these marauders in to deal with the roaches. I don't know that I want to see ByuN push, though. Realistically, he's got himself really a nice position in this game. Yeah, DRG's up 15 workers, but, you know, ByuN, given the game state, he's kind of okay with that. Losing those 5 queens, it means that it's a lot harder for DRG to defend his positions. It means his injects are not, he actually didn't have enough queens to inject out of his bases at first. You only had 2 queens. You need 3 to inject properly. So everything really slowed down that tempo of DRG, and now he's supply blocked, losing that Overlord. But again, ByuN has to be really careful about how he moves out here. He's down 10 army supply right now. As some of that's going to get fixed by the lings running into this Marine Marauder ball. But if ByuN moves out and roach speed is done, 1/1 is done, something like that, he loses a lot. That is how he loses this game. So for now, double drop. 16 Marines and a medevac on the north side as the rest of the army just kind of runs home. Yeah, lings, well, they're not going to find much of anything there. The thing that I find interesting is I really did expect, as ByuN continues to commit to this Marauder play, that he'd get concussive shells. I mean, yeah, you know, it's not bonus damage, but it does make it that much harder for you to micro as now ByuN into the main base, trying to take advantage of just how not maneuverable all the roach play is. So he gets another queen, loses a couple Marines for it, but just on raw value, a queen's 150 minerals, 2 Marines are 100. You take that. You take that quite a bit, but look at this here. DRG, this is how he's going to choose to try to come back into this game. It's going to be Nidus play. And ByuN has no idea. He doesn't see the Overseer on the left side. He hasn't seen the Nidus network. He has no idea what's coming, and the most of his army is on the map on that third base. ByuN needs to respond to this. He's not just yet. Now, tank on the high ground here. Marines going back into, or Bio going back into the main base. But ByuN doesn't know where the Nidus is. He thinks it's at the front. I guess now he's going to scout, but it's too late. He doesn't know, and the tank is going to go down immediately here, or at least very, very quickly. Surprisingly enough, it gets a couple shots off. But the Roaches now into the main base here. Now this drop on the north side finds value, and the Roaches are going to start to go down here as well. DRG, he's trying to make something happen. 5 SCVs go down at the start. The first night his network falls, but here come the Roaches in earnest here, and DRG double the army supply here of ByuN at this point. 13 SCVs go down. It's only a single tank at the moment. But ByuN, he needs to buy time. He needs to get that second tank out of the map. He needs the Biles to not land, but there's just no room to kite, no room to find anything. And ByuN, from the grip of victory, he snatches defeat DRG with the Nidus play. That was the one opportunity that he had to win this game, and he makes it happen. DRG in the round of 8. And ByuN, for the first time in quite a while here, he falls down. The round of 16, joining Maru in that ignominious result. I thought this was going to be a round at like 6 Terrans in the round of 8. Now ByuN and Maru are out. That's insane.